For our ethnography, we studied the culture of yoga at Asana Studios in Arvada and Golden. Yoga is a way of life that is more than just getting physically fit. The language of yoga, Sanskrit, comes from the Indo-European language of the Vedas and gave birth to both the literature and technique of yoga. The definition of the word Sanskrit suggests substance and clarity, qualities exemplified in the practice of yoga. Sanskrit is used in every yoga class, and each pose has a Sanskrit name and an English translation. For example, Warrior 2 is Virabhadrasana 2, and Corpse Pose is Shavasana. A lot of the Sanskrit names are difficult to pronounce but easily recognizable because they end in the word asana, meaning posture. During a class, a teacher might say the English name for one pose and the Sanskrit name for another. Every teacher is different in the way they interchange English and Sanskrit names for poses, but in most of the classes we took, it was a mixture of both. The word yoga comes from the Sanskrit root word yuj, meaning to join. Essentially, yoga has come to describe a means of uniting the mind, the breath, and the body. The Indian sage Patanjali has been credited with bringing together the oral tradition of yoga into a 2,000-year-old book on yogic philosophy. The book provides the framework that all yoga today is practiced on. In ancient Indian tradition, yoga was only a means of connecting to the world spiritually through long periods of meditation. It wasn't until the style of yoga brought west by B.K.S. Iyengar that yoga became more popular in America. In Iyengar yoga, there is a lot of focus on holding poses for long periods of time and using props like blocks and straps to accommodate for any needs. Besides Iyengar, there are a wide variety of styles, ranging from Tibetan, where the focus is meditation only, to power yoga, where the focus is to do a difficult series of poses to create heat and energy flow. The style Kundalini is one of the most interesting, where practicers do a lot of chanting, wear white turbans, and do set sequences to get the energy flowing through the body. The most popular style of yoga at Asana Studios is Vinyasa, which combines flowing postures and rhythmic breathing. A common thing you would see in a movie where someone is practicing yoga is a sun salutation, or Surya Namaskar. Sun salutations came about because of the way Hindus revered the sun as the physical and spiritual heart of our world and the creator of all life itself. Yogis say it connects us to our inner sun, which corresponds to our subtle spiritual heart.
Absolutely anyone can practice yoga. It is available to anyone. There are always modifications and variations to adapt to any, even any disability even. We can always adapt a yoga posture, because what we're really looking for is to get the energy moving throughout the body and to move that prana, that life force through the body. And so that makes it accessible to everyone.
As Dieta said, even people with disabilities can practice yoga. One of the greatest things offered at Asana Studio is a Yoga for Parkinson's class. The teacher, Joanne, started the class after her husband, who has Parkinson's, fell outside in the hot sun and couldn't get up on his own. He was out there for hours before anyone found him. He became depressed and believed himself a burden, so she started the class as a way to boost the confidence and independence of those suffering from Parkinson's disease. The effect that it has is more mental than physical, because the practicers are out doing something on their own for themselves and building the mental strength to be able to get up if ever faced with a situation like Joanne's husband.
If it's too hard to throw, by all means, bounce it. Good job. Be kind to your body.
Besides yoga benefiting the disabled, it can also be a great way for athletes to improve in their sports.
Yoga can benefit athletes in a wide variety of ways. It can increase strength and flexibility if you just focus on the asana and that's all that you want to do. But it can also help you cultivate the mind and that connection between the mind and the body. It gives you a certain sense of endurance even, and once you have that connection between your mind and your body, you can go deeper into postures. Maybe you could run longer, stretch longer, be more flexible. It's the mind-body connection is what would help even beyond the asanas.
A stereotypical name for a person who does yoga is a yogi. The definition of the word yogi varies greatly from person to person, so there's really not a set criteria to follow to become a yogi. To a person on the street, a yogi might be someone who just attends a class a week and maybe has a tattoo. To another, it might mean that a yogi does hours of meditation every day, to the point where they are practically floating off the ground. 2 practicers that we interviewed considered themselves yogis, and one of them has only been practicing for 7 months. To them, a yogi is someone who practices yoga a few times a week on a regular basis. Essentially, being labeled a yogi is a personal decision because there is no one clear thing that makes a yogi.
Not necessarily consider myself a yogi. To me, a yogi is someone who is the very essence of all things yoga. They practice yoga daily, which I practice asana daily, but a yogi would be someone who brings in all of the spiritual realms of yoga. And so sometimes I'm a little up and down on that.
We also attended a beginner's workshop at Asana Studio in Arvada that focused on breathing, chakras, meditation, and a few basic poses. But the part about meditation was the coolest.
Because sometimes the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, I can't meditate. I don't know how to turn off my mind. The reality is that it's pretty much impossible to turn off my mind. And so what we try to do is just maybe create a little bit more focus. So when you meditate, kind of looks like this, you know, your thoughts, your mind, and everything. So this part up here is your thoughts. This tiny part at the bottom is actually meditation. So even if you think your mind wanders, you're still meditating, creating calm in your mind. And so some of the benefits of meditating is, I mean, it's huge. So we use it a lot now in therapy, for healing, for de-stressing, just about anything you can imagine. Even the medical world is learning a little bit more about the benefits of meditation. So it improves your concentration, better health, inner peace, everything you're seeking.
Because we thought that meditation was so unique and interesting, here's a little snippet of the 25-minute meditation we did during the workshop.
As you inhale, imagine drawing the energy from your limbs to the trunk of your body. With your next inhale, imagine drawing the energy from the trunk of your body to your spine. As you inhale again, draw the energy in the spine to the base of the spine. And imagine that energy as a small ball of golden light moving up the spine into the sun center. Move the energy out 2 or 3 feet and begin to visualize rotating this golden ball of light around your body, to the right, to the back, and back to the front as it cascades the golden light all around you. Feel the ball of golden light move in a circle above you, behind you, beneath you, and back in front of you. Feel yourself completely cocooned and safely enclosed by this beautiful golden glow of light. Envision yourself ascending upward through the roof of the building and out into the universe as far as you can, still peacefully surrounded by this golden ball of light. When you think you have gone as far as you can, go a little further and then turn around your consciousness and bring your attention back to your breath.
Shining on the inside and shining some more on the outside.
We had a very fun experience learning about the culture and people of yoga, and we think yoga should be much more widely practiced by everyone, teenagers included, because of not only the health benefits but spiritual benefits too. It allows you to leave behind the struggles and stresses of everyday life and escape for a while, something we all need to do from time to time.
Come to Golden at 4:30 on Thursdays, and you're in high school, class is free, if I'm teaching. The thing that I think that I would like to say about yoga is just go explore, try it, and see what happens, and you know, it's good stuff. Wish you peace and happiness. Namaste.